this week's topic train discussion, we're going to discuss how to earn extra income and savings. Now, before we begin, let's go over the different types of income. There are 7 streams of income, which include earned income, business or profit income, interest income, dividend income, rental income, capital gains, and royalties or licensing income. My earned income comes from working at a charter school in Brooklyn as a director of operations fellow. Prior to that, I was a project manager at other nonprofit organizations in the education field. Everyone knows if you're from New York, more specifically the tri-state area, you already know that you can't have only one source of income. Actually, I saw a meme on IG yesterday that said, living in New York, you need 2 jobs and a side of fraud. I was like, well, damn, ain't that the truth? But we don't promote illegal or risky behavior here at Eternal Money Podcast.
No, sir.
And we actually encourage you to be your best selves and motivate you to strive for financial freedom and building generational wealth.
Sir.
You feel me?
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? So at this point, if you've been following and listening to us, you've either already started or been investing in stocks and getting your dividend income, right? And if you haven't done one of those two, at least you've actually begun to compile a list of companies that we've mentioned to begin your research. So now let me jump into how I earn extra income, more specifically business or profit income. At the moment, I have 2 companies where I'm receiving profit income. I have my own LLC, Makai Management Group, which is a consulting company where I provide professional development trainings, tools, frameworks, and action plans to help businesses increase their efficiency, team morale, and most importantly, profits. My other profit income comes from being one of the owners of a roofing company down in Maryland called Solterra Roofing. Actually, I want to shout out my partners, Kieran, Olu, Brandon, and Kelsey, because we actually just made over $1.5 million this year. So we're very excited to see what the future holds for our company.
Let's go, Flair. Let's go, boys.
Shout out to the Solterra team.
Let's go, man.
Right?
That's dope.
So now my new side hustle, which is still in the development process, was creating a medical scribe program along with my partners who are both named Dr. Cherio for an emergency department in a hospital on Long Island. If all goes as planned with improving their documentation and patient satisfaction, which will essentially increase their profits, we can replicate their business model that we have right now into other hospitals, throughout Long Island. So just imagine of how much income that we're going to get for that, right? So how was I able to start multiple incomes? Well, here are my keys for success. Number 1, create a business where you can convert your passion and skills into money and make sure you can envision yourself actually enjoying managing that for a long period of time. Number 2, have a diverse team of people that you can trust who can help your vision come alive. Number 3, have no fear. I can't say that again. Have no fear. And the last, number 4, have the mentality of being the best at what you do. All right. So if you want more information on how you can get started creating your own businesses, please shoot me a DM at Eternal Money Podcast or follow me at flip_Freddy. So let me now pass it on to the boys.
Man, Flip, that was dope, bro. That was dope.
Yeah,
that's it for me. I'm done here. You guys don't need to hear anything else.
Bye.
That's it for me.
Mic drop, man.
Yeah, peace. That's it. I don't know how we're following that up right there, boy. But nah, bro. Very good. Very good information. All right, so let's take a shot at this here. Now, so I think that it's very important to talk about these things because these are a lot of the things that people are usually unsure of as far as building wealth and, creating multiple streams of income. People usually don't know how to get started or what to avoid or what not to avoid, So what I think I'm going to try to target, I'm going to try to talk about 3 things to try to manage or even try to avoid to try to get yourself to the point where you're either increasing your income or increasing your savings. They're kind of one and the same, right? Because I feel that money that's not going out is the same as money coming in. So even if you're not increasing your income, you can increase your savings by just doing a few things to try to keep the money with you instead of spending it and letting it go. So number 1, we're going to talk about number 1. All right, I feel that one of the big factors with individuals is their housing situation. I feel that a lot of people, they tend to overload themselves with housing costs that it leaves themselves with a very small margin to invest. So I think that's key. get your housing situation under control, and you want to live comfortable. Yes, you want to be good, you want to have a good life, but you also want to live in your means, meaning you don't need a 4,000 square foot house if you're making $50,000 a year, right? So things like that, I think that people tend to overinflate themselves, and they end up in a situation where they're locked into something that it's going to take years and years and years to get out of, and they got to keep making this payment, but that's going to cut into their free cash flow, right? So I think your housing, being able to manage your housing to a point where you're comfortable and you have enough free cash flow to do other things with your money is key. Because if all your money goes to your housing and you have no margin to invest, you're in trouble, man. So I think that that's extremely important. So number 2 is going to be to adapt a side hustle. I think that this is extremely important too. There's only so much money that we can make from our 9 to 5, right? And there's only so much money that we can make with giving in our time. So when we exchange our time for money, there's only so far you can go. So I feel that a side hustle, doing something outside of your 9 to 5, whether it's selling something or investing in rental properties like I do, or like doing something outside of your 9 to 5, that is going to give you freedom, and that's going to give you the ability to, again, have that free cash flow and do other things with your money. So I think that is extremely, extremely important to develop a side hustle. Legal side hustle. Yes. So, and it doesn't have to be anything crazy. It can be another, $200, $300, $400 a month. Nothing crazy. Just find a way to try to, like kind of what Flip was saying, try to target your passions. You want to have your passions pay you eventually, right? Like me, like I love real estate. I'm a big fan of real estate. I love it. So what did I do? I went out and I bought a rental property. So every month, my renters, they give me 30% of their income. So I think that is extremely important, So try to attach your passions in life to something that you can do with a side hustle, and it's a beautiful thing. You're getting paid for your hobby now, and I think that's extremely important to building wealth. Number 3, I'm going to drive this home here, and I think my last point is going to be to don't be so caught up with keeping up with the Joneses, and don't be so caught up with the latest shit in life, right? And be okay with delayed gratification. I think that's extremely important to know.
Got to stamp that for them. Yep.
You know what I'm saying? If you could grasp your head around this concept, you are already better off than most people. I'm sure all of us are the same way. Mm-hmm. I'm not really looking for the glitz and glams of life right now. I'm not. That doesn't intrigue me. Just as a whole, even if I was wealthy already, that doesn't really do anything for me. I want freedom. That's what gets me excited.
Preach.
Exchanging, being able to have freedom with my life and not have to worry about exchanging my time for money. That's what I'm really going for. That's financial freedom in my eyes. So, just try not to be so caught up on, oh, my friend got a new car, so I got to get a new car. My friend bought a new house, so I got to get a new house.
You got Yeezys?
You know what I'm saying? I bought those $500 sneakers, and I don't even wear them anymore. I don't even like them anymore. I just bought them because everybody else is buying them. So I think that if you can manage that and don't be a victim of lifestyle creep, you're going to be all right, man. You're going to be all right. So I think the formula of increasing your income, allowing your salary to go up within the years, and keeping the same lifestyle, you are on the road to wealth, baby.
Just love it.
So, yes, sir. So keeping up with the Joneses is, that's a recipe for disaster, man. So don't worry too much about what other people are doing. Worry about what you're doing, and I think you'll be all right,
man.
What do you got, Flip?
There's a lot of house poor people out there, man. Yeah, you're right about that.
You know what I'm saying?
I forget who. I think it was Dave Ramsey. He says, nobody cares about what you drive except you. So,
exactly.
So don't worry about what car you have, man.
Or like you're driving. I seen like you're driving the nice Range Rover to a job.
Yeah, right.
Exactly.
So it's like
So
or you're trying to impress people who want to see you fail.
Yeah.
Like, you're trying to impress people.
They don't even care about you, bro. So don't do that.
Exactly.
All right.
So don't do that. Don't do that. So so what do you got now? Those are my 3.
So I'm going to preface this by saying that I've always hated working, and I've always been a spender. So saving for me has always been pretty tough, right? Until a few years ago, I've always looked at money as just spend it because you can always go get more. Mm-hmm. But as I've gotten older and wiser, I realized that it's tough to get ahead with that mentality. So I've had to reprogram my brain and kind of force myself to save and get creative with it. So first thing is that you should save a minimum of 10% of your gross pay every time you get paid. You know, I got that from the book The Richest Man in Babylon. That's one of my favorite books.
Great book.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I believe that it's written in the Bible somewhere. So if you don't listen to me, listen to God, right?
Feel me?
Anyway, so these tips,
Or whoever that might
Right,
be for you.
Exactly.
So
whatever your deity is.
these tips that I'm about to mention, they may seem elementary, but if you're like me and you have a hard time saving money, you have to take it a step at a time, right? So by now you guys know that I prefer to pay for things in cash whenever possible. So one way I trick myself into saving is that I put any coins that I get back as change into a piggy bank, right? Everything except pennies. Mm-hmm. So once a year, whenever the thing fills up, I roll up all my coins and I deposit them in the bank, right? It may seem like it's not much, but I've literally had years when I've saved up hundreds of dollars just in quarters, dimes, and nickels, man. So, yeah.
Get out of here.
So, and
Holy
if I see a
cow.
penny on the ground, 99% of the time I'm picking that up. I don't care, no shame. And yeah,
That's
Hey,
dope, bro.
money's money, you know?
yeah.
Yeah, you know what I
I
mean?
mean, if nobody cares about that penny, that's somebody else's money. I'll take it, you know. So,
Word.
penny's a penny. But Warren Buffett said that's the start of the next million, right? You know. So
Exactly.
another trick I do, and I got to give credit to my wife for this one. Every month, we each put $100 into the safe, right? And man, you can make that number as high or as low as you want for your current situation, you know, whatever is possible for you. But at the end of the year, we have $2,400 saved up, and we didn't even try to save it. It feels like, you know. So we've been doing that for about 7 years, and it's come in clutch so many times. From paying for emergencies, giving away money, or just birthday gifts and vacations, you know. So I would definitely recommend that to everyone, not just couples. Even if you're single, you don't even realize how much money you've saved up, right? And I think ways to increase your income are pretty common knowledge. You can always get another job or a side hustle, right? So in the past, when I was making a lot less money, I've gotten a second job on the weekends as a dishwasher at a chocolate shop where people will create.
I remember that.
Yeah, where people will create their own designs,
Yep.
you know, out of chocolate.
Yep.
It sucked, but you got to do what you got to do to have things that you can't afford with your regular wages, man. You know, and then you can also identify things that you're good at that people just don't want to be bothered to do, or they're just too lazy to do them.
That's right.
So
Exactly.
years ago, I used to use this platform called Handy.
I remember that, man.
yeah.
I remember that, boy.
Yeah.
Hanging those
So
TVs. I
basically,
remember
people
that.
post jobs there, and you pick and choose the ones you want to do. So this was years ago, but people will actually pay, you know, $40 and up to install an AC, you know, air conditioner, or put together furniture from IKEA or something, right? And
Yep.
then hang a picture up for them.
You're like,
Yeah,
you're like, I'll
40
take that.
bucks
I'll
for-
take that.
For that, it's nothing. So hang a picture for them, or you know, one time this guy, I went to his house and I just helped him mow his lawn and do other shit in his yard. he paid me like $100 for 2 hours, bro. So people always
Yeah,
need help.
man.
You know? I painted on the side, so just see what skills you have that your own friends don't, and I bet you that you can find a way to monetize them, right? And lastly, I always tell people that they should try to switch their employers every couple of years, because you're never going to get the bumps in income that you deserve by staying in one place for too long, right?
Know your value,
Yeah.
everyone.
There's a demand for your skills out there, so go get your money,
true.
people. And that's it.
Yeah, that's a great way to say it, bro. It's really great. Really great way to say it. That's absolutely
Yes,
true.
sir.
Build new skills, you know, share the knowledge you have, and that's the value that you're going to bring to the next company.
Bye.